Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. I can't believe it, as always, but the month is already over, so it's time to talk about fails and faves. I do these monthly, but at the very end of 2022, I didn't do a December fails and faves because instead I did the best of 2022 and the worst of 2022 videos. You can definitely go watch those. So today's fails and faves have a few extra products in them as compared to my normal monthly videos because I have some of the December fails and faves in there as well. And the faves I'm still using, and the fails are, well, depends on the fail, but most of them I still try to use up. These are in no particular order. The very first ones are Dashing Diva Magic Press Velvet Edition nails. This is what they look like. I've been using Dashing Diva for a very long time, and I have many tutorial videos in my nails playlist, including a tutorial for these ones. But the Velvet Edition, there's just something special about these. You can see how glittery they are. There's a base color and then this shimmering layer, and then I think there's another layer of just clear over the top so that they don't feel rough. They feel very, very smooth. These are the medium length, which is a little bit longer than what I would normally go for, but the Velvet Edition only has 4 colors in it, and so you only have one length option in each color. I also got a short version of this different color here. These are darker blue and I haven't tried those yet. However, Dashing Diva in general this month is kind of failing because they announced this Diva Life branch of their business, which is an MLM, a multi-level marketing branch, and they got a lot of backlash about it online. They posted something about it and then dirty deleted the post. I have all the tea and all the drama about it in my tutorial video for these velvet nails. I'll put a link in the description box so you can check that out. But basically it's like a chatty tutorial where I show you once again how to apply Magic Press. I talk about the difference between the Velvet Edition and regular Magic Press nails, but in the same time I'm talking about all the different MLM drama with Dashing Diva, a lot of the inconsistencies that I found. I sat through an entire hour-long opportunity call, and the gentleman that they hired to help with this has a very long history with Mary Kay and Rodan and Fields and the Basket Longaberger. I can never pronounce that word, but the Basket MLM. So he's like a career MLM person. And all of this is very shady. There's a lot of misinformation, like saying that there's not going to be an annual fee, but there actually is. And all these different things that saying that there's no sales minimums, but then I look through the terms and conditions and the compensation plan and there is a sales minimum. So I'm seeing how this is going to unfold, but if you want that kind of drama, go into my anti-MLM playlist or go to specifically this video, which is also in the nails playlist, and you can learn all about that. But the nails themselves are just from the retail Dashing Diva website, not the MLM. And these are very, very good. This is a huge fail, and honestly, I'm not surprised. Wamisa most of the time is a fail for me. Not just because I don't like the brand, because they've done some really shady stuff, like taking my picture and use it without permission after I told them that they couldn't. They asked, I said no, and they still used it, and then I found out, and it was this whole mess. Not just because they held a giveaway and I won it, and only after I won it they said that a review is required of the price, and that wasn't disclosed during the giveaway. So there's some shady stuff, but their actual products most of the time are beautifully packaged but so incredibly fragranced. And I also have a big issue with marketing of these products. This specific one is the Wamisa Organic Flowers Toner in the Refresh variety. It is beautiful just like all of the Wamisa products. It's frosted glass, it is so pretty, but it smells very strong and very bad. You'll see that only a little bit of it is gone. It is very liquid, so you don't have to use a ton to saturate a cotton pad or to apply some with your hands. It's very, very watery. However, the smell is just so off-putting. The big issue I have with marketing here is Wamisa advertises all of their things as organic and good for sensitive skin. I don't have a problem with organic. Great. Organic is great. Essential oils I also don't have a problem with. If brands want to use them, fine. However, essential oils for sensitive skin is usually not a thing. Usually that's not advised. They are known to be sensitizing. People with sensitive skin a lot of the times will be sensitive to essential oils. So I just feel like it's misleading marketing. Maybe somebody who is a skincare fan like myself or a lot of my viewers, they would be able to just look at the ingredients list and say, nope, that's not for my sensitive skin. But if somebody's just getting into skincare, and maybe if they buy the greenwashing things of natural is better, organic is better, and they look at this brand, it is premium price. This toner is $40 or more, like 42 I think, and then they buy it and it smells so strong, full of essential oils, gives them a reaction. I just think that Wamisa is better off maybe going into like making vases or air fresheners, and they just should stop making skincare because they're just not, they're not getting it. It's not good. I have both a fail and a fave from the new from Mushroom line. I have reviews for these on my blog. I'll put links for everything I'm talking about in the description box, and if I have affiliate links for something, I'll include those. I always appreciate if you use my affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything. A lot of the time I'll have a discount code to save you money, but I get a little bit of a kickback from every sale as well, which is what funds my channel, my equipment, all the things I buy to try, etc, etc. So Wish Trend sent these to me before they officially launched. I've been using them for a while and I have reviews for them. Both products, the insides of the jars are good, but the packaging for this I'm From Mushroom Collagen Ampoule is horrible. It actually looks really good from the aesthetic perspective. I love this short plump bottle, but the ampoule inside is so thick, it's almost like an emulsion or like a thin lotion, and it's very difficult to get it in the dropper. So you can see that some came out, but then you have to push and maybe like a drop comes out and maybe another one. It's actually doing better today than it has been. See, like this time nothing is coming out. The brand sent out an email because that's the feedback they got from a lot of affiliates. They're saying squeeze the dropper before you place it in the bottle, then stick it in, then release, and then more will come out. And yeah, that seems to work better, but still it's very hit and miss as to how much comes out, whether it comes out. Usually I can only get like a drop and I have to really sort of shake the bottle, like manipulate it, but it's also so thick that I can't just take the dropper off and just shake the bottle into my hand. Not much comes out that way. I would love to see this keep its jar shape and keep its glass packaging, but get a pump dispenser the way that I'm From Honey Serum does, because I'm From Honey Serum is also a thicker consistency, but that one comes with a little pump top and that works so well. Again, today for some reason this is actually performing much better than it has been on my vanity. It came out a lot easier, it seems, for the sake of the video. Maybe it's just trying hard, but in general, I don't reach for this as often as I would have because it's so hard to dispense. But the cream from this line is my absolute favorite I'm From launch from probably the recent couple of years. It is so good. The texture is fantastic. It's an evening product for me. I have combination skin. It is very silky and rich, but not greasy and not oily, and it's like a hug to the skin. Doesn't really have a scent, or at least I don't notice a scent. Yeah, there's no scent. And then it's just this beautiful creamy texture. I've been using this quite a bit. Not a lot of it is gone because it spreads easily and it does not take a lot to cover my face and neck. But of course I also have other moisturizers in my rotation. This is beautiful, especially now. It's cold, it's dry, it's snowy or rainy, it's kind of icky. And this is so good for the skin. This one is a fave. It's a Beauty of Joseon Red Bean Mask. It is a clay-based mask with some noticeable inclusions that are very mildly and gently exfoliating. It does have a scent. It's noticeable, but it's not distracting, it's not strong, and it doesn't linger. I can't actually place the scent. It smells so familiar to me. It's kind of fresh, but not in a way that like laundry detergent smells fresh. It's fresh in some sort of fruity, florally way. I don't know, it smells so familiar, but I can't figure out what it actually smells like. I really like it. It leaves my skin really nice and de-sebumed, degreased, but not dry. And it, just like many clay masks, it makes my pores look better right away after one use. If you are newer to clay masks, or even if you are a clay mask veteran, I strongly suggest you watch my clay mask mistakes and tips and tricks video, because a lot of people use clay masks incorrectly, like allowing them to dry all the way on the skin, for example. But if you're using clay masks correctly, they can be a great addition to your skincare routine. This one is a Japanese product, and it's Heroine Make Volume and Curl Mascara Advanced Film. This is not the first time I've had this brand of mascara, and I actually met the brand representatives at Cosmoprof in July. They have a lot of different mascara kinds. The first one that I tried is the kind, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's basically super waterproof. You can't really take it off even with remover. Sometimes it doesn't come off. It's very difficult to remove, but it looked good. Then I tried their Micro Cara, which was a big fail for me. It really didn't do anything for my lashes. It made them a little bit darker, but nothing else. I thought I'd try this one. The advanced film mascaras are typically like polymer or tubing mascaras where they come off with just water and sort of slide off the lashes. That's how Heimish is that I wear all the time. That's what I have on my eyes right now. Of course, I also have fake lashes today. If you've seen any other of my videos, you probably noticed that I have fake lashes today. I'm still learning to use them, and I'm not very good at it. It's actually the second time ever that I've put on fake lashes. Anyway, this I expected to be like that. I expected it to come off easily with water, and it's not like that. It doesn't really come off with water. It does come off with cleansing oils, but not all the way. I still sometimes have raccoon eyes under my eyes. Because I already have a black mascara, actually a couple of black mascaras, I got this one in a brown. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the color 02. The name is on the tube, but it's in Japanese, which I can't read. And it's a really warm brown. It almost has a reddish hue to it, and it just doesn't, it's kind of noticeable on my lashes, but not very much. It's definitely very subtle, and it's also not super easy to apply. It feels like the formula isn't very wet. It's not old, and it's not expired. I've only had it for a month or so. I've only opened it recently, but I just don't love it. There's just not enough impact. The color I could live with if it actually lengthened and thickened my lashes visually, but it doesn't really do that very well. It's not that easy to apply, and it's not that easy to remove, and unfortunately this is just a no for me. There are so many Heroine Make mascaras though on YesStyle, different kinds, so if there's one that you like that does come off the way I'm describing, where it just sort of comes off like spider legs, please tell me what that is, what kind that is, because I'll buy it and I'll try it. Because right now I've been using Heimish for years and years and years, and I haven't found anything better so far. A huge first impression fave is this Sun by Me Snail Trucica Miracle Repair Serum. The reason I say it's a first impressions fave is because look how small this bottle is. So obviously I can't really tell what it's doing for my skin long term. I got this in a YesStyle holiday giveaway thing I wanted, and it was a Christmas themed Sun by Me package. It had this serum, a matcha one, the eugeniosin one, which I love, and then the miracle one, the green one, the AHA, BHA, PHA one. I hate that line. It doesn't work for me. Full of essential oils, potentially irritating, really don't like it. But I have a friend whose daughter adores it. She's a teenager. It really works for her. So that went to her. The toner went to her. I kept this one, and I really like it, and I'm actually going to, I can't remember if I already ordered the new one from YesStyle or if I was just thinking about ordering one, but I want to have this in full size. The reason I love it is the texture. It applies so nicely and smoothly. It's like a hug for the face, and that's the phrase I really like for products that make my skin feel immediately better. And it's thick in a good way, but the dropper works really, really well. It's really easy to dispense, and it's just wonderful. I adore it. I don't know how soothing it is, really. I haven't had super irritated skin lately. Of course, today that I'm filming multiple videos, because I film in batches, I have a nice, like, right here, third eye zit, which I didn't bother covering too much, because to me, it's better to have a slightly visible zit than to have like a ton of makeup. And not that those are the only two options. There are people who are very talented with makeup and can hide all of that, and you would never know. And I'm not one of those people, so you can probably see the zit, and that's fine. But this, I want this in full size. It's so good. I have a very, very hit and miss relationship with Sun by Me, but this one is a hit. This one is kind of a fail, but some of it just might be that I'm spoiled. Let me explain. So this is the Revectin Clean Green Papaya Pore Cleansing Foam. It's one of their newer releases, and typically I really like Revectin products. They make one of my favorite sunscreens. Their cleanser that was already released a few years ago with a pump, I can't remember what it's called, but that one's like a crowd favorite and also my favorite. I really like it. This one, it's not that it's bad, but it's kind of joyless. It doesn't have a fragrance in the ingredients as far as I remember. It doesn't have a fragrance that would give it a pleasant scent, let's just say. It does have a smell, of whatever the raw ingredients are in it, I think. So it smells kind of clinical and boring. It actually reminds me, if you ever had surgery in the United States, because I don't know how it is in other countries, but if you ever had surgery in the United States, they give you this bottle of just terribly smelling, fragrance-free, but still has a scent, kind of wash that you're supposed to use on your body and your hair and your face. And this, it's not stripping like that surgical prep cleanser, but it smells sort of like it. And it's actually, I think, pretty gentle as far as on the skin, but because of the way it smells, it feels like it's not going to be gentle. It's this weird psychosomatic thing for me. When things smell like they're going to be stripping, I expect them to be stripping. And this one, I don't know. I just don't love it. I've been using it kind of off and on. I have other foaming cleansers in my rotation, and I just don't reach for this one very often. It will probably work fine for like shaving legs or washing the body. It might actually be a really good like armpit wash because it's pretty effective at cleansing, but I don't love it on my face. It's just, it's not my favorite at all. An oldie but goodie, and I have a very old review of this on my blog. This is Purito Centella Green Level All-in-One Mild Pad. These are toner pads, and the way I like to use them is in the morning. I don't wash my face in the morning with cleanser. Sometimes I will rinse it with water, but most of the time I'm really sleepy and I don't want to do that. So I like toner pads that are not too wet because I don't want anything dripping. Like the I'm From Beat pads are a little too wet for a morning wipe, but these ones are perfect. They're slightly textured and they do have some BHA in them, but I think the percentage is pretty low, at least with my skin. Even though I use Tread and I exfoliate regularly, these don't bother my skin at all. But of course your mileage may vary, so you know, be smart, patch test, and be careful with your skin. They look like this and they're slightly textured. They're just perfect for that quick little wipe, take off any remaining overnight skincare that you might have. I have an oily T-zone, so if I don't do something to get most of my evening, whatever is left of like my evening moisturizer off, I am more likely to shine throughout the day. My morning routines are very, very simple. It's just a toner pad like this, or sometimes I'll take a toner. Right now I have the CosRX AHA, BHA, PHA toner, and that one I might put on a toner pad and wipe it off, like on a cotton pad and wipe it off. But most of the time I prefer the pre-moistened toner pads like this. And then I do vitamin C serum and then sunscreen and go. Or sometimes if my skin is not feeling particularly glowy and plump, I will do an extra layer of some sort of very light emulsion or like lotion or moisturizer after the serum and before sunscreen, but most of the time I just do sunscreen. So these have been in my routine. I've had these before. Purito was the first brand I've ever gotten PR from, and I remember when they used to have just 3 products in their lineup, and now they have so many that I haven't even tried them all. So I love watching them grow, and I'm definitely not unbiased because I just like them as a brand, but also their products really work for my skin, and these are great. Last but not least, but actually kind of least, I think this might be the biggest fail. No, Wamisa is the biggest fail. This one's like second biggest fail. This is Dr.Ceuracle Pro Balance Biotics Clear Up Sun. It's tone correcting, skin balancing UV protection SPF. Looks like this. It's terrible in so many ways. First of all, I am very, very pale. I'm actually maybe a little bit less pale on video today because I'm wearing a little BB cream. There's a little bit more color to my face than usual, and I have a little bit of like a bronzer, blush, whatever. It's a little bit darker than my skin, right? I have some on my face and eyeshadow, whatever. But in real life, I am very, very, very pale. Paler than I am on video. This thing manages to leave a white cast on me, and I've had tone-up sunscreens before, like Revectin makes a tone-up sunscreen that I adore, and it does have a little bit of color to it, but it makes my skin look like itself but better. This one just makes me look white. It feels kind of greasy. It makes me look sickly, and I don't like it, but also it has a very, very strong smell. Ugh. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. It smells like rosemary essential oil, kind of, which I don't mind rosemary essential oil. I use that on my hair a lot. But yeah, no, not great. Not great at all, and I've used it a couple of times and I can't bring myself to use it anymore because it just makes my skin look so terrible and the smell is so bad and I don't know what to do with it. If it were summer right now, I would probably use it up on my legs or arms or something, and it will last until summer. It's fine. I just opened it recently and this is January, and most of the time this period after opening for this one is 12 months, so I can still use it up. But I just hate it. I hate it. And Dr.Ceuracle products, a lot of their sunscreens are very scented, but that's usually not a problem for me because most of the smells are pretty good. And actually, I'm using one of their sunscreens right now. I can't remember what it's called, but it has a really like a thin nozzle dispenser. It has a white tube and a blue lid. And that one is very good, very, very good. And this one is very, very bad. So yeah, I have reviews for all the Dr.Ceuracle sunscreens I've tried so far on my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com. The review for this one is coming up soon, but it's a fail. Okay, I lied. That wasn't the last thing. My last thing is not a Korean or Japanese or Asian product at all, but it's a huge fave. And it is this Minoxidil foam from Kirkland. I don't have the lid because I threw it out because it's hard to position it. You have to like line it up right with the arrow to take it off every time and it gets stuck, whatever. But I love this so much. I started Minoxidil back in July, in late July. I have a big video with all the details, with before and after pictures, with everything on my channel, and I can link that in the description box also. But when I shot that video, it's been now, what, a month or maybe a month and a half? I can't remember, but it's been a little while, and I swear my hair is getting better and better, and I think despite of all the different things that I'm doing for my hair, they're different things, not just Minoxidil, but I do think Minoxidil is the heavy hitter. It's probably the main thing, and I feel like finally, I mean, it's not thick by any means, like it's not, you know, Merida from Disney kind of hair, but it is so much better than it's been in the last several years, and finally, I feel like I'm not just a scalp walking around, that I actually have hair, and that's a great feeling. So this is a huge, huge fave, and if you're having similar struggles, I don't want to give medical advice. Obviously, go see your doctor or whatever. But if you're interested just in general in like what's working for me for my hair loss, go check out that video because I have a lot of different tips and stuff. But again, not a replacement, not an alternative for medical advice, just kind of my own experience if you're curious. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my Facebook group Korean Beauty Fanatics. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much.